So my name is Rahul, and I run a company with one of my co-founders known as Saket Modi and Vidit Bakshi. Maybe you met Saket. Many of you know him already. And so my talk is going to be a very, very hands-on talk. So we'll be showing you some live hacks. So we are a cybersecurity company, so I don't want to make you leave from a cybersecurity conference. You're not seeing a live demo of hacking, which will be something enlightening for you, I'm sure. So just to start my talk, I want to start my talk with a small video, and then we can move ahead with the same. And sorry, I'm not a man of presentation, I'm a man of demonstration, so I just made my PPT while sitting here. So sorry for the graphics there. So that's the PPT I made. So can we have the projections, please? So these are the only few things I'm going to discuss with you. And I'll start with one thing known as criminals have bosses and budgets. If you see from last 10 years, the technology has been changed like left, right, and center. And just to give you a small depth of how the change has been happening in technology, 10 years back, only in 24 months back, we were having in India more than 18 million smartphones were there. But right now we are sitting on, you want to guess how many? 225 million smartphones. Now that's a huge shift. Now, the problem with the technology is that it comes naturally to us, be it your smartphones, be it your understanding of internet, and so on and so forth. So if I ask you, how many of you are carrying smartphone here? Can you raise your hand? And again, it's a dumb question, but still I want to confirm someone is carrying Nokia 3300. You never know, right? So I want to secure. But if I ask you how many you think you're smart enough to use that smartphone, now I have the hands. Now that's a question mark we have. That's a gray area I want to enlighten you. The reason for that is that most of us learn technology, and especially smartphone uses, is because it comes naturally to us. There is not a formal training has happened on that part. And that's what today criminals are taking advantage of. Be it your wallets, daily new wallet is coming up with a new cashback, and we are behind cashback and we're jumping into it without knowing how that wallet works, what is their security, and so on and so forth. When I say criminal have bosses and budgets, 10 years back, when criminal used to do a crime, it was very centric to a particular target, or the scale was not that big. But because the money is more involved into our daily activities and on our daily spending, now the criminals are more attractive towards the technologies we are using on daily life. Now think about yourself. While coming here, many of you may have used Uber. If you forgot in Karwa Chauth, maybe you forgot a gift for your wife, then maybe you ordered it quickly on Amazon with a one-day delivery or something like that. So in daily aspects of our daily life, technologies and money is involved in everything. And that's what really intrigues the criminals worldwide. Previously, when crime will happen, it happens with the intrigueness, or maybe a person is trying to hack into someone with their interest, or maybe he is having a mood, being a hacker. But nowadays, we are very organized, very, very organized. Before deploying the attack, first they test on their servers, and if it is successful, then only they will come into the market with that attack. It's like a startup, you have a product, you test it, and then it is successful, then only you launch in the market. Now, just to give you an idea about bosses, people have bosses in the budget. It's a beautiful video which I saw from Cisco. It's about a malware, but this will give you a glimpse about how the shift has been happened, and when the criminal is being hired by the other enterprises to hack into other enterprises, cyber espionage, then it can be anyone. They can be anyone. They can be a girl sitting in a cafe. They can be a boy sitting in their college, and after 5 o'clock, he's attacking into the organizations and giving a damage. So can we have this audio for that, please?
Mark Hanning, CEO of Qualicard, set to report earnings after their blockbuster.
How did you decide to become a hacker?
Well, I'm not really sure what it means to become a hacker. That's like some guy in a hoodie who types really fast and stays up all night writing code and cracking passwords. It's not me. I just spy on people and see what makes them click. It's not a bad job.
Mark Hanning, CEO of Qualicard, set to report earnings after their blockbuster IPO.
So you consider this a job?
I put a lot of work into this. I'm not lazy. It takes research to figure out the key players, learn all about them, their families, their friends, what they care about. You have to understand the company's organization. I get a lot of my information from the sales department because they're always so quick and eager. They're hungry. People trust too easily. They don't look at the details. I do. Details matter. That's what I'm good at. It has to look completely believable. It has to look familiar. This is where research is important. It's not some generic piece of spam. It's an email from their boss with their company's signature. It's written in the voice of the boss. It's what he would say if he were writing this.
What about the malware itself? How does that work?
Somebody else out there already wrote all the code that does the actual attack. I'm just using it in the attachment. My skill is in my ability to get a bunch of people to click on that attachment. I always wonder what it's like when the whole thing unfolds on their end, when the panic sets in.
Please leave your message after the beep.
Hey, this is Rajiv in finance. Call me as soon as you get this. Something's up with my laptop. I can't.
Katie, are you on your way to the office? Something's going on with our file servers.
It's Karen in HR. Our benefits dashboard seems really slow. We're getting calls from users on it. Can you call when you get this? Joining conference now.
Apparently, there's a malware attack targeting our main.
It's ransomware. They're holding us hostage. We're locked out of everything. I can't even check my phone. What about the backup?
That will take days.
We need this fixed now. Just pay it. We don't have a choice. We're reporting earnings in 2 hours.
But how do we know that
Just
they'll...
pay it. Put every single person on getting us back up and running. That's the only priority now. Okay, it's done. I have the decrypt key. Mark, we have a big problem. The ransomware was just to distract us. They got inside. They got everything. Customer data, financials, everything.
Qualicart is reeling today from the news that hackers have released the personal information of nearly
The
2
Nasdaq
million
closed
customers.
lower today, led by Qualicart, which was down 14% on news that their recent data breach
Trouble
may be
continues
far
for
worse
Qualicart
than the
today.
company
Its
originally
stock fell to a
acknowledged.
new all-time low on news that CEO Mark Hanning is stepping down after what is turning out to be one of the worst breaches of personal information in recent history.
Do you feel bad about releasing the personal information? All the financials? All the money that was lost?
All I did was get the files. I'm not the one that decided to release them. I'm not the one that shorted the stock. Somebody else had their reasons for that. It's above my pay grade. I was paid to do a job, and I did it well. And that's what's expected of anyone, isn't it? Anyway, markets bounce back.
So I hope it give you a little bit glimpse about that how these organized criminals are. It's not a team, it can be individuals sitting anywhere, and the planned way of executing it. The classic example is your, I think, Bangladesh bank, and Cosmos Bank, if you see. The way they organized that attack, multiple ATM transactions in multiple countries, if being a hacker, if I have that budget to pull this off, I'm not able to do that. That needs so much perfection. Within 22 minutes, that money was gone out of ATMs. And the beauty of this attack is that, especially the cybercrime, conviction is very, very low. How many of you have seen that people who are behind Bangladesh hack, Equifax, or maybe the Cosmos Bank, we are not able to catch even one person who is behind that. 100% success for criminals. Now that's what we are dealing with today. And when I was talking about bosses and budgets, they really invest a lot nowadays. If you're a frequent traveler of deep web, dark internet, you can see there that the way they are selling the SaaS model-based malware. So today, if you want to spread a malware, you don't need to create that. You go to their website, you subscribe them with that. They will give you a download, fully undetectable malware, and you can spread it there. On your dashboard, you can see how many people you have infected, and the cut of your whatever the money you will generate, the criminals will be getting that cut. So it's kind of a nice business model for them to get the criminals on board. So I always say everywhere this thing, if you can get the projection, sir. We can patch any technology, but there is no patch of human stupidity, And from the morning, if you see, majority of our speakers and panelists was talking about social engineering, that human errors, and this is something which I feel the way we need to be addressed is not yet addressed in the market. the level of budgets we have put it on our technology stack, process, compliances, but what about your people? 92% of your breaches happen from the people end, and then it goes to a technology, and then it hits the show wherever it is. So I'll take two examples here, which I feel is the need of the hour, because majority of you are traveling here and there, and the first thing I will start with the spear phishing attack. We are all familiar with the phishing attack, but spear phishing attack with social engineering is something new. It's not new, but it's coming in a new, different flavor. Nowadays, criminals, they will map you on social media, and I usually say that India is going through a revolution of Indian vomiting revolution, I call it. Now, what is Indian vomiting revolution? That we are vomiting information left, right, center on social media. And if you don't believe that, I'll give you a small glimpse. You don't remember in 2013 that night what you chat on Facebook, but Facebook remember. And the funny thing is, you will not find a single option on Facebook where you can delete your entire messages from 2012 till now in one click. You have to do it one by one. So now once your account is compromised, criminal will go to your search and type their love. You can have the better words. And whenever from 2012 till now that word has been used anywhere in your chat, that chat will pop up. And then they will start blackmailing you and do the things. It starts happening with a lot of corporates, especially the board members, you know. And they get troubled into small things which they don't even remember, which we have done in the past. So spear phishing, again, I'll give you a classic example of that. I have a mail which come from my CEO. Let me show you that. So this is a classic case study. There is one of the person who put something on Facebook that I need a Netflix account. Now, you know you can use 4 accounts in one account, right? And 4 people. So he put it on social media, and criminals knew that this person is looking for a free account. They drafted this fake Netflix email, and this is not a traditional text emails like the stupid phishing mail which you can trick. It came from tina@netflix.com, and it was a free corporate subscription for Rahul Tyagi. I just made it like that, the same way the person got this thing. So, but how you can spot a phishing mail when it lands in your server? At first glance, you can't see a difference in it. It looks very legit, very, very legit. And there is no hyperlink which there you can click, and there is no link which they are talking about. But if you pay a little bit detail to that, criminals are very good in pulling off the attacks. But sometimes they are very bad in grammar, you know. So if you see carefully, the spelling of Netflix is wrong, spelling of watching is wrong, spelling of programs is wrong, and spelling of commitment is wrong. Because commitment is a problem nowadays, you know that, right? So now when these things are there, you can spot easily that what are they. And this is something which will be the takeaway for you, and especially you can tell your people, pay attention to the context of the mail, the text of the mail, and the grammar which is there. Now this is my computer. Now, if I tell you that I'll send this email, and to get the Netflix account, you have to log in with your company ID. So it's saying their Netflix account now free for 6 months with your company ID login. That means I need your company username and password. And again, if you're protected with 2-step verification by default within your company environment, that's a different case. But I'm not sure that 100% companies are using that technique. So that is the second learning. So this is a victim's computer, and now on the right-hand side, I have my own computer, which is it's a Kali Linux, a very popular operating system by hackers. So I'm going to use a framework. So this framework is free of cost on internet, and it is used widely by criminals and red team testers to test the phishing attack. And I'm sure if you're in the industry from last 8 to 10 years, you can see that previously when phishing camping happen or someone is making a phishing page, he should know the code. He can change the post parameter, get parameter, copy the source code, and do the changes in the form. Nowadays, it's not required. This is the framework which is giving you almost 32 types of fake pages which you can make very easily, which look very legit without doing a single line of code. And the only thing I have to do is choose from it. And of course, it is nice for criminals in case, and they give you convenience also. In case your fake page is not there, which you want to trap, no problem. We have an option 33. You can customize it also. Nice customer experience again. So what I have to do is I have to select option 8, which is my Netflix, and press enter, and that's all. Now my server is started. And they are saying that send this link to your victim, and when the victim will open this link, they will see a fake page of Netflix. Now, wait a minute, Rahul. Do you think I'm dumb? You send me this IP address link. Do you think I'm not going to click on that? Of course not. You are all smart people. But the problem is, if you see this mail, there is nowhere I have mentioned the IP address. So what I did is, I just hyperlinked this thing with this box. Wait a minute, Rahul. When I click it, I can see in the URL, the IP address is there. Majority of us are not using nowadays and checking our emails on laptops. We use in our smartphones. But whenever you open anything, link on smartphone, usually 99% I say, nobody give a damn to the URL because it gets hidden automatically when you're full screen of mobile. That's the advantage they can take. And the second thing is, I can register a domain like free Netflix, something like that, and there are a lot of people who can get into this trap. So now, as I'm going to click here, so this computer is somewhere else in the world, okay? And this is the mail camping I have sent to all your customers or maybe some other people. Once you're going to click on that, you will see a cool Netflix page which is there. And now when I'm going to, and by the way, I'm getting very detailed information when you click, with laptop you clicked, what operating system you are using, and this helps criminals to identify whether the target is a rich guy or not. For example, I'm carrying a MacBook, maybe you're carrying some other brand. So they know that this guys have money in the bank. So if you see this, you can see here in criminals' laptop, they can see that the guy is using Mozilla or maybe Chrome, and they are using Macintosh, Intel Mac, so they are using a MacBook Pro. And now it's saying, waiting for the credentials. So the victim has opened the link, but still he haven't filled the credentials. Not a problem. So now let me fill it. So I put my email address, and my password is, you cannot hack me, 123*, because policy is there, password policy. You have to put the special characters, right? So now I'm going to sign in. So now you're going to sign in. Automatically, you will see the URL. It will transfer to the new Netflix page, the original one maybe. Now, in the meanwhile, what happened there, and again, we like security. We said never save it, secure. But here, you can see, I got the username and the password of the person whom I sent that phishing mail. Now, that's a classic example of phishing. And as a company, we do red teaming, and we have more than 1,600 templates of that to trap your people. And it's very difficult for them because, again, 24/7, one of my students hacked my account. So I am not even because 24/7, I can't have my security brain working to protect myself. But the awareness level, you cannot delete the entire human error. But again, the only thing we can do together is to minimize that as much as we can by showing them these kind of things so that they will be aware. Now, coming back to the second thing, you all people travel, many people. So I came from Delhi, you came from somewhere else, and we usually travel in hotels, Wi-Fi's, and we use public Wi-Fi, Starbucks or maybe. But you people do not know that if I'm right now, I'm in Sofitel, I can do an attack, and whatever you're doing on your mobile phones or laptops and all, even last night I tried a little bit, but maybe it's illegal or it's here, so I don't want to take chance. So I can see actually what link you open in your mobile phone, what video you're watching. Maybe I will not find the credentials, but I know what you're doing on your smartphone. So I'll give you an example. This is a small video we shot with Scoop Whoop. It's a media channel, and it is on public Wi-Fi. Then someone can do a man-in-the-middle attack.
Your username and password is transferred from your laptop to the router and from router to the server, and then it is get authenticated and you get the connection back to you. Just imagine, in place of router, if an attacker is sitting over there.
Whatever the things you are going to surf, whatever the images you are seeing, whatever the website you are visiting, and as you put the password, then he will see each and everything. This mobile is connected to our Wi-Fi, and this laptop is also connected to the same Wi-Fi which is there. The router thinks that this laptop is a mobile phone, and this mobile phone thinks that this laptop is a router. And I type whoop.com, right? So you can see something is happening here. You can put it here so that you can compare with it. And you can see here scoopwhoop.com. So I know that which website you're trying to open in your phone. So as a journalist, do you have Instagram? Yes. I said okay. So suppose you're using your mobile phone and using Instagram, I can intercept on the same public Wi-Fi what picture you're seeing right now on your phone. This way we can intercept all the photos, whatever you are surfing, along with the URL, what video. So that's a classic example of man in the millet attack. Maybe you have seen, listened, and maybe heard it a lot, but nobody have seen it practically happening. So that's how they pull off this attack in public Wi-Fi. Two things are very important just for your takeaway. Whenever you're in a public domain or surfing a public Wi-Fi, a lot of free VPNs are available. And if you're using a Samsung mobile, they're giving inbuilt. So always use so there's a very, I don't want to endorse them, but there's a good VPN known as Siphon. So it can bypass the censorship, and usually when you travel in other countries and all like China and so on, where you have the censorship, you can bypass that and easily access whatever you want. And along with that, even your ISP will not know that what you are surfing. And again, it's a privacy right for viewers. You can use the VPN for your security. Now coming back again, that two things. Now, the second last thing I want to discuss is hardware-based malwares. Now, this is going like a fire sale in the market, and criminals have shifted their attention from a traditional way of softwares because, again, the endpoints are there and so on and so forth. But something is in the hardware is a big problem because your antivirus works on the application layer. But what about something which is in the chip? You can't go there at the rootkit level and do the things and so on and so forth. So I'll give you a classic example of that how someone can really. So this is a classic example. What we did a testing for a company, and in my hand there is a mouse, and I want to show you this and to see is a mouse or not. So just can you have it and check? Look at magic show you. Check the internet. These are real nice. From the audience, like it's a nice mouse. It's not named the company. So we have modified this device somehow inside in the chip, and we put our malware inside it. I'm audible? Not visible? Brilliant. So now this will really blow you up because this you will be not. And again, by no mean. So I want to give a first declaration here. By no mean I want to disrespect antivirus endpoints and all, but we are very good in bypassing that. So that's the only thing. They are very good in there, but we are a little bit good in that to bypass that. So I'll give you a small example of that. Let me just set up something on my laptop. So what I'm doing here is something, I don't want to even explain it, so just leave it. Okay. Perfect. So now, so it is a Windows firewall, okay? So I'm going to I'll show you a Windows Defender, Defend firewall. So I'm going to show you that it's working, and it's perfectly working. Okay, can you see that? Green signals. That means it's working, everything is protected, very nice. And now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to plug this mouse with this computer. So, and you have to count 1, 2, 3. 1 to 10 counting. Very easy, right? So I want you to count that, okay? But when I say that, okay? Okay, you can start. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is happening automatically. I'm not even touching the machine. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and gone. And now, let me remove that. It's removed, it's there, and now your computer is done. Now what happened here, you will see it now. Usually whenever you're infected by some kind of malware, it will show you like these messages. You're thinking that this is repairing the disk, but this is a ransomware which infected your system right now in just 10 to 11 seconds, and now it is encrypting. So you are a smart person, you say, okay, I know it's a ransomware, let me restart it. I will not make it encrypt all the files. You restart it, no problem. You'll get a ransomware right now in your system in a real way. And if I press enter here, okay, go to Tor network, pay the money, and get the data back. And you can't do anything with that because you don't have the key. It's a military-grade encryption, 24028-bit encryption, which you can't even get close to it unless until you have the key. Now, this is what we are standing upon, and now you have to look back to your compliances, you have to look back to your solutions you have, and then think about that, am I secure from these kind of things? And trust me, if you think that this is not common, then it is happening at a very fire sale. Maybe it doesn't come to the public domain, that's the only challenge. And again, we belong to an industry where we need to protect our customers, and from 7 years we have Customer like ICICI Bank globally, in India we are protecting HDFC, Delhi Airport, your Bombay Airport, and so Bombay Stock Exchange is one of our client in that way. So what we have seen is that the shift has been crazily happening in terms of attack vectors, new attack vectors in the market, and the human error is something is a problem, and that's where the quantification of risk has to be there. The initial 5 years back, we were traveling with the CISO, and he's saying that the biggest challenge for me is I'm investing so much money on load of solutions in the market, but I do not know after spending how much I am secure. So you have to come up with something which can quantify this. So if I'm putting this much amount of money, this is how I'm secure. Just to make it easy for you, if I ask you right now how much battery you have right now in your phone, you can quantify it like 10%, 20%. But if I ask you how secure is your smartphone right now, that's a gray area there again. And that's what we try to solve. And to quantify cybersecurity, and recently Gartner recognized us as a pure plug-and-play company when it comes to vulnerability assessment and pen testing. And we won the award from the DSCI, NASCOM, the platform of the cybersecurity product of the year with our product Safe. And when I talk about quantifying cybersecurity, it's not only the technology stack you have to secure. I'm talking about everything which is there. So this is a small example of Safe is our product. Now, why I'm showing you this thing, that people think that if we spend money on the products and solutions, it will secure us. But there is no history to see the progress of that thing. So I'll give you an example. This system is in London, I guess. It's New Delhi. So if I click on Mexico or maybe anywhere in, so if your organization is spreading into 11 countries, you can quantify there that what is the security status of your company there from 0 to 5. And for a CFO and for a CEO, they cannot be a technical person. And for them, it's just to see 0 to 5 and in between. And what we cover here is an extensive, powerful way. For example, your all assets, your data points, endpoints, mobile, network, servers, and so on and so forth. And it can show you the posture where you stand right now. And the beauty of that part is that you can check a people's score, policy, technology, and external also, from the deep web, dark internet, if something is leaked for you or not. And you can see a history of from how you progressed and how you not. We have to understand something, that security can be your USP. People think it's an add-on expenditure. I'll give you a classic example. Havells is one of our clients, and in their shareholder report, when they deployed their product in their organization, their safe score was near about, I think, 1 to 2, and they scale up to, I think, 2.8 to 3.2. They showed that status into the shareholders report. Now that brings trust to their customers that, okay, this company they stands here and they're doing a great job, and now they are here. So there is a quantified way a stakeholder can see in a clear manner that where the organization stands. And not only this thing, you can have a plethora of the things, how you can protect yourself and all. And when it comes to compliance is a big challenge, and you can see that we are trying to cover majority of these compliances, especially for NIST, CAI benchmark, and so on and so forth. It's still in progress, but I think ISO, PCI, I think we have covered most of them. So, and the last thing, which is a very good thing, is the hack simulation, so which is still in progress, and I think we'll come up with soon. Where, for example, when the Equifax attack happens, so for example, this one, hack simulation, Equifax hack happened. So if I click here, so this is Lockheed Martin kill chain. Now, what is Lockheed Martin kill chain? When a hack happened, you can divide that attack into 5 parameters, like how the reconnaissance was happened, how the weaponization was happened, how the delivery of that attack happened, how the exploitation was happened, how the installation was happened, and in the end, how the data is being taken from your servers. So whenever an attack will happen, our threat intel team will sit, and within some hours or maybe few days, they will try to figure it out that whether our client is vulnerable to that attack or not, which has happened anywhere in the world. And you can see from here, your client they are very good in reconnaissance, but the problem is weaponization. It's a red flag there, that they are not good in weaponization. So that if attack will happen, this parameter in their environment, from a router, from a endpoint, I'm talking about everything. So your endpoints are there, you don't need to change it, your servers are there, everything is there, but Safe will come over the top of that, and it will cover and give you a glimpse from all the data, from people, process, and technology, and how we access people, just for your knowledge. So people are basically, We will come to the organization, we do a phishing campaign with our templates like Netflix and all, and we'll show you that how many people clicked on the emails. Now this gives you a little bit out of 1,000 people, 800 people clicked. So this is your right now where you are. Now we will come up, so we have a product known as Safe Me, which will give you a training on your laptop, desktop and all. And these are again, this training is designed by hackers like me and my team, and which is a scenario-based hacking, not like tell me the option you will select from this and that. No, I'm talking about you are at an airport, you're doing this, what you will do from these 4 options to do that. Now that's a scenario-based questions. So traditionally the training was happening with your LMS systems and all, but it's not that depth in terms of making people understand that what to do, what not to do by taking care of the attacks which are going in the wild. So we account to that, and after that training again we'll do the simulation and we'll see that the clicks has been fallen low or not. So because variety of the emails, maximum social media, emails, tricky email, you want gold, you want that, blah, blah, blah. When your employee who's especially in finance team sitting there, if he knows little bit of like that, there is a very high chance that you will not be hacked soon, but as compared to the another one. So compliance, people and technology, and external. External is like deep web. What is your position in the deep web? And outside an organization, without touching you anything, what information your people are revealing from the inverse. So if you club all that in one piece and come up with a score from 0 to 5, that's how you quantify that. And that's what you mean by quantifying cybersecurity. And even Gartner is saying that in future, only few products will survive who can quantify the cybersecurity. We are doing a joint research with MIT, and coming up, I think in next June, we are coming up with a paper on quantifying cybersecurity, because if I'm saying this is very amazing, we have done, we're the first in the world, and so on and so forth, the credibility is not there. Come on, I'm 31 years of age, and my team is like 21, 26 in between. But if MIT says that, by having that, because it's a genuine thing, they could see that. So you can't protect something which you can't measure. And in the same manner, what we're trying to do with Lucedious is we're trying to quantify cybersecurity like a hemoglobin report. You don't need to be the doctor to see where you stand when it comes to your blood. So it has to be a range in between where you feel that you are secure or not. And that's what we were able to do that with Lucedious. So that's what I have for you, and I hope you enjoyed that. So I would love to take your questions, and these are my contact in case you need me. I'm already here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Any query you have, sir? Anyone?
Any question?
Last tip, if you allow me 1 minute, ma'am.
Yes.
Takeaway for you, okay? We all using smartphones, but I didn't give you tips how to use that. So 2 things if you're an Android user, if you're a mobile user, iOS user. iOS user, the only thing you have to take care is make sure you never miss your update coming from iOS. I have seen people who are saying to me, no, I will not update it, slow my mobile. You don't have to launch Chandrayaan 2 from your mobile, even it gets little bit score, So you have to be little bit conscious about the updates which are coming. It's not the features they are coming every time. From a spam note time, there are a lot of hacks which are happening in the wild, and Apple is fixing that. So when they push you update, don't miss it. Second, for Android users, you can't do much better, Android is a problem for sure. It's not because from the operating system point of view, it's a user's awareness. First, whenever you're installing any application, app, please see the permissions. Now, like in the morning, ma'am told that if I don't allow the permission, app will not work. So you have to choose whom you want to give your data. That's the only privilege you have as of now. So if Facebook is asking me permission of your mobile, permission of your, SMS and all, I don't have any choice, I'll give it. It's a reputed company, But if a torch application on Play Store, it's a small torch application, it's asking for your SMS, asking for your browser history, and then you're allowing that, that's a problem you have. A torch application has nothing to do with these things. So on Play Store, whenever you're installing any application, 2 things will be very careful, and people think Play Store is safe. It's not that safe also. People bypass their threat mechanism, a protection mechanism. Always see the comments there. People see, I want to see the reviews and number of downloads. No, that's not the right way to do that. See the comments. If any problem is there in the application, users usually comment there that this application is showing me lots of messages and all. So just see that and then jump into that application. So these are the 2 things you will be very conscious about your smartphones, and use the PIN code number in case of your fingerprint and FaceTime. FaceTime, I never knew that it's the most vulnerable one. So if someone asks me what is your PIN code, still they can fight with me. And like I have a small bhanja, when I'm sleeping, he says, Mamu, please wake up. And he took my phone and open it and goes. No, I will not call it the bulletproof security. Yes, 5th grade is making up, he's just killing the stuff there. So PIN code is the best one if you can use, and minimum with six digits. So these are the small things you can do, and go home and tell other people also. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you so much.